Good morning. What's up, kids? You guys didn't realize that we were all sitting back there moaning and groaning about how tired we are on a Monday morning. And I was like, watch, as soon as this thing goes live, it's going to be this freaking transformation where. And the only reason I told y'all that is because Keith was like, this is why you don't show behind the scenes. No,
Right.
we live out loud.
Yawning to smiling, and just like that.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Dude, let me tell y'all, Keith and I did one of the coolest things this weekend. Not that because of the one person that was also there, but
Rhubarb.
Rhubarb. We went and saw the musical Sasquatch that Stevie's produces over at the Far Best Theater, done by the Fleetwood Project. I actually remember
nice.
that. Son of a gun.
Good memory.
Dude, that was one of the funniest damn plays I have seen in a while.
Not only was it funny, but I was blown away by the level of singing.
Yeah.
In there. You got some talented people
Dude,
that you pulled into this.
The husband and wife duo, they could sing their
yeah.
fucking asses off.
They were incredible. Now, let me tell you I will share this behind the scenes story. So the husband, Isaiah, he only had 7 rehearsals.
Wow.
Before you saw him, he actually replaced the original person who had to leave.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would tell people, like, try to pick out the one person here who
Keith and I guessed wrong. We guessed wrong.
Nobody would
totally guessed wrong.
Right?
Yeah.
He was,
when she did her little vibrato thing at the end of that one little lick, I'm like, holy shit.
And the little girl could sing her ass off too.
She was incredible. And y'all, all she does is, like, she comes to rehearsal, she knows all her lines, and she just sits and reads her book in between things. She's like the most wonderful child to work with ever.
And I mean, that play literally kept me, at tune the entire time. I mean, because not only of the songs, and you knew it was a musical, so you had the dramatic pause before they broke into song and everything, but the songs were funny as shit. Yes. Like Elizabeth's walking around the house going, shake the camera and run.
I know. Yeah. Well, and that's one of the reasons we chose it, right? Was because it's this play. It's only been produced a couple of times. It never went to off-Broadway or Broadway. It's nothing like that. But I just thought the music was so funny.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, this is meant to be done, and the cast have had a blast. So,
and
that was awesome.
The one section that I really enjoyed is there is a real role in Hollywood where you can be the background actors, and people make a ton of money. Well, there's I forget, it's a Mel Brooks movie that makes fun of it, and they call it the Rumble. Is the producers, they talk about the Rumble, rumble. In this damn thing, they do rhubarb. And so rhubarb is that freaking rumble word, and every once in a while somebody just yells out rhubarb. So we're using that here as a thing. But man, for a small town theater, that was just a cool damn production.
Yeah, well done for sure. Bernie, what do you think?
I hear it was fantastic.
Thanks, Bernie. Appreciate you. Yeah, no, it was great. It was opening weekend. It was great. And then so we did that Friday night, Saturday night, and then yesterday we had auditions for our next show.
What's the next?
Yeah. It's Mama Knows Best. It's a romantic comedy that my mother and I wrote.
Oh, nice.
Any
roles for teenagers, tweenagers?
No. It's all adults. But yeah, we had auditions for that yesterday.
What about roles for a country dude and an overweight guy?
No. But in the future, maybe.
No.
Stevie, just let me know when you need a villain.
There you go. You do have the villain stash for that.
I can play a tree.
I believe that. We even sometimes have dancing trees. That'd be even better for you.
He can be like The Rock in that one football movie where he plays a tree.
Yes, love it.
Perfect.
Well, thanks y'all for coming. It was a fun night, but it was even more fun because y'all were there.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, that's the first time I've been downtown Mansfield actually in quite a while, and I would say it's built up pretty nice.
Yeah. It's pretty good. We keep hoping for more restaurants, more bars, so we have more options. But
you've already got 10 times more than we have out here in Azle. So.
Yeah.
least you guys have options. We don't even have options.
Yeah, we do have a couple things. It's nice. Yeah.
All right. So we are doing dad jokes to start the day off. And some of these jokes, so we already said we're coming out the gate swinging. We're not even holding back.
I'm gonna be out round one.
Right. So here's the rules of the game. If you laugh, you're out. But I promise you, we're gonna have to bring you back in because some of these I know I've got. So, but the goal is to not laugh. So, who wants to go first?
I'll go first. I always go first. All right, guys, ready? How do you embarrass an archaeologist? You give him a used tampon and ask him which period it came from.
Oh no, fuck off.
That's good.
That's good.
That's good.
So,
all right. I'm gonna go with a light one first. Warm up.
Light period. Light period.
Light period.
Oh.
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Europe.
Europe. Who?
I am not a poo. How fucking dare you?
You're a poo. I got one. Here we go. I got fired from my bank job today. This old lady asked me to check her out, so I pushed her over.
It's good.
It was good.
It's good.
Y'all are terrible. Mine are funny. Oh, here you go. This is directed towards you, Donnie.
Oh, good.
Oh, I'll laugh.
But pretend Donnie's saying it because it'd be funnier if it came from him. I asked my wife if I was the only one she slept with. She said yes. The others were 8s and 9s.
That's a true story. That's not a joke.
Fuck off. That's funny.
Oh my god.
Good one.
That was really good.
All right. What does a nearsighted gynecologist and a puppy have in common?
Wow.
They both have wet noses.
Jesus.
I 100% had that one queued. Fuck you.
Oh, you nuts.
Wait, you don't like a cute puppy nose? What's wrong?
Oh my gosh.
I have a bunch of jokes about unemployed people. Unfortunately, none of them seem to work.
Nope.
That wouldn't either.
Punctuation can completely change a sentence, like a colon. I ate my friend's lunch. I ate my friend's colon. Oh, come on. Y'all suck.
Again, tell the punchline.
Here's a good one. What do you call a wizard who's really bad at football? Fumbledore.
It's cute. That's cute.
No. Thanks, Joe. Look at this. You can't pick family, Donnie. Like this.
How do we mute Joe? What is the difference between? Hang on. What is the difference between a tire and 365 used condoms?
Jesus.
One is a good year, and the other is a great year. Donnie is horrible at this game. He's loud at everything.
Oh, shit.
Again, that was the truth, not a joke, right?
Yeah.
Why do the 7 dwarves laugh when they play soccer? Because the grass tickles their balls. Got all 3 of you.
Why are they playing naked?
It's not funny. I don't know why.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
That was awesome. I never heard that one.
Is it mine? Oh,
Cheers. Yep.
Orion's belt is a giant waste of space. I know, terrible joke. 3 stars. Oh,
Man,
damn,
falling
that sucks.
flat
For
the win. That was the getter.
Oh, here you go. It's not funny at all, but I think it's funny anyway. In 2017, I didn't do a marathon. I didn't do one in 2018, 2019, or even 2020. I guess this is a running joke.
Wah, wah.
By the way, I have the ones that are called groaners because I think they're more funny personally. So I'm on the groaner list.
More of a traditionalist in the dad jokes.
I am a traditionalist in the dad joke world.
So we're coming all the way back to Donnie once more. So they say that during sex, you burn off as many calories as running 8 miles. Who the hell runs 8 miles in 30 seconds?
Nope.
Assholes.
So we just found out that Grandpa's addicted to Viagra. Nobody's taking it harder than Grandma.
Oh my.
Wow. How do you tell the difference between a frog and a horny toad? A frog says, ribbit, ribbit. A horny toad says, rub it, rub it. Oh, come on. That was funny.
No.
That's pretty good.
Your reaction to them is actually way funnier than the jokes themselves. To be
How many New Yorkers does it take to screw in a light bulb? Hildy says. I have no idea.
How many New Yorkers does it take to screw in a light bulb? 3. 1 to hold the light bulb, 2 to turn the ladder. All right, she'll have to tell
You
us.
gotta wait for the punchline.
Yeah.
Well, she asked a question. Here, while we're waiting, how do you circumcise a hillbilly? You kick his sister in the jaw.
Oh, I knew that one. I knew that one.
That was good. That one was pretty good.
None of your fucking business. That's a true New Yorker. You're right.
there you go. That is a true New Yorker one.
That's funny.
Why could the toilet paper not cross the road? Because he got stuck in a crack.
I have that one over here.
Wait, you had a funny one, Donnie, and you did try it?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't know what's funny and what's not.
My wife Elizabeth is furious at her next door neighbor whose son's bathed topless in the backyard. Personally, I'm on the fence. Come on, that was good. That was good.
That's pretty good.
I just got a quick question for you guys. Not really a joke, but a question. If a midget says that your hair smells nice, is that sexual harassment?
Wow.
So wrong.
Whoa.
So wrong.
Wow.
Well, just be advised that my next one, I was advised not to say. Why don't they have pharmacies in Africa?
Oh, Lord.
Because you shouldn't take meds on an empty stomach.
Oh, Jesus. We're getting canceled for that one. Wow.
I did free frame that one, though.
Next time someone tells you not to do that one, listen to her.
But I was also told not to do the gynecologist and puppy one. So, you know.
So when 2 people have sex, it's called a twosome. When 3 people have sex, it's called a threesome. Now I understand why they call Keith handsome.
That was pretty good. That one was good.
That's the winner. That's the winner. Yes.
It took him 9 jokes.
I know, but that was my favorite one. So
All right, game over.
The only thing that made it funny was he just threw mine at him in there.
Well, that did make it funny. Yeah.
Hey, listen, don't be making fun of my Friday night dates.
Oh, Lord. Here we go. So All right, so each week we are going to do a teaching segment. And I haven't done this in a while, and I will preface this particular teaching on. I learned this back when I was in Sandler Trading, and it still to this day remains to be one of my favorite things I've ever learned, and I just love teaching this because it really breaks down who you are and how you should be showing up in the world. So I am going to share screen. And window here. Yeah. So, in lovely MS.
Oh no, are we going to have to deal with your handwriting?
Yes, it's going to be
Yeah.
freaking amazing, and you're going to love it.
So also, he's got color by number coming up here.
I do. So,
Oh, sorry, the jokes were over.
Oh,
all right. Freaking
sorry.
peanut. No, you're great. I love it. Freaking don't stop. That's what she said. Okay. So, on a sheet of paper. It could be what he said. So on a sheet of paper, if you're taking notes, draw a cross on the center page on the top left, right, identity. Oh, this is going to be fun.
Or
We should have
use random number
slide
letters
for him. Why did we think he could do this on the fly?
Yeah, I know. This is going to be amazing. So on the right side, right roll. So your identity as you see yourself on the inside, that's all the good stuff. That is your self-esteem, your self-worth, how you show up in the world. It's literally what you think of yourself on a regular basis. The role is all the things you do in the world. So it's who you are as a representation of a task you're doing. So you're a wife, a husband, a brother, a boss, a salesperson, an actor, an actress, whatever, right? Those are all the roles you play. They actually are two separate things. Who you are on the inside is not defined by what you do as a role on the outside. So what I want you guys to do is, and you don't have to put this in chat or anything, but I want you to write down, how would you rate your identity with no roles attached to it? So you're not a mom, a dad, you're not an actor, you're not an actress, you're not a business owner, you're not anything. But on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being low, 10 being high, I want you to rate how you would see yourself or how you think you show up with no roles attached. You're not defined by anything. It's literally like you're sitting on a deserted island with nothing around, nothing to do. How would you rate that individual inside you? So what most people don't understand is how we see ourselves on the inside is how we show up on the outside. So there's some levels here that people will show up as. So remember, 1 was low, 10 was high. So people who rate themselves between 1 to 4, we just call them losers. And the reason we do that, and these are the people that are forever victims in life. So they, everything is somebody else's fault. You'll see a lot of people who will blame everybody else for their problems and issues. I can't get ahead in life because of whatever, right? But it's always somebody else's fault. You will see, you recognize these people because they're fucking Eeyore every time you're around them. They're just negative about everything. The top people in the world on an identity see themselves in the 8 to 10 range. And we call these folks winners. So these are people that when the game's on the line, give me the ball. They want the ball. They know they're going to win. No matter what, they are just going to crush it in any scenario that they're possibly in. The middle section, we call these folks the at-leasters. And the at-leasters are the ones that say, well, at least I tried. At least I gave it a go. At least I showed up, right? Everything is just good enough in life. So I love using Michael Jordan in this scenario. But Michael Jordan, when he was playing basketball, on this scale, 1 to 10, what do you think he saw his identity as when he played basketball? I'm asking you guys. What do you think it was?
11,
right? That's the number one answer I get is 11, right? He was off the charts with who he is, because the dude, he just wanted the ball. He knew he could win no matter what. He wanted the ball. So because he had such self-worth, such strong identity, his role was able to rise to meet it. But we also know that Jordan played baseball. And when he played baseball, he looked like Big Bird out there on the mound. I mean, the catchers wanted him to win so bad, they would literally tell him the pitches as they were coming through. Be like, Mike, curveball low and inside, right? Because they wanted him to win. Where do you think his identity was when he was playing baseball and doing so poorly out there? Where would he?
Still at an 11.
Right? 100% still an 11, because how much gumption does it take to put yourself out there and believe that you can be the best at that game too? And we know he was 11 because he went back to basketball and won 2 more national champions after the baseball, right? I mean, the dude absolutely crushed it. So when your self-esteem and your identity is so high, your roles will rise to meet it. Where most people in the world actually fall is this at leaster stage. And it shows up in their life in some really crazy way. And I always like using sales to do this. So what happens for a lot of them is, let's say they average on a regular basis 1 deal a week. So they get 1 deal every week. For some reason, the next week they go out and they close 5 deals. And they're like, damn, I'm good, but I'm not that good. The next week, they're right back to 1 deal. The week after that, they go and they actually lose 3 clients, right? And they go, damn, I'm bad, but I'm not that bad. And they go right back to 1. And if you look at their timeline, if you were to base it on revenue alone, their revenue over the last 20 years looks like this. It's a steady, very small, keeping up with inflation growth over time. A winner's income looks like this. And the reason it has such peaks and valleys in it is winners take these massive risks in life, and they're willing to bet it all, knowing that they can pull themselves out of it. This is why you see a lot of entrepreneur journeys follow the same path, because most entrepreneurs are crazy enough to think that they can build a business when a lot of them probably shouldn't really even give it a go, because they're not prepared for how much freaking work it is. So what you have to understand is who you are on the inside has nothing to do with how you show up on the outside. And if you identify with the roles you have in life, it's going to destroy your identity on the inside. Because, if you think I'm not a good wife, husband, or boyfriend, or whatever else, that is going to destroy your identity, because you're identifying by that. But if you already know that you're a champion, you already know you're a winner, then you know that you're allowed to have a bad day as a mom, a brother, a cousin, uncle, business owner, right? You know that the next day it's going to come around and you're going to freaking pull yourself right out of it. This is why you see the most successful people in the world are able to crush it on such a scale, because their self-worth is so high. It's not that they turned off their give a fuck. It's they know that they're purpose driven. They know what they're going to accomplish, and they know that they can accomplish it. Steve Jobs said the only people that can change the world are the ones crazy enough to believe that they can. And I think that's where you have to be in this game. So if you really want to work on your identity, a couple of things that you need to be doing. One, you need to get out and do some sort of a meditation. I'm not your typical sit down and do the kumbaya, cross your legs and fingers. I go for a walk every morning, no phone, no sounds, go for a walk every morning. 2, journal your head thoughts, right? I use LinkedIn most times to journal my thoughts, to get everything out on paper. Don't leave that stuff out there. 3, go get a damn therapist. There's so much shit in your life you've never dealt with that needs to be dealt with. Go pay somebody to help you deal with that crazy shit. 4, get a coach. Get somebody who's done or doing what you want to do and help them guide along the way. And then the last one, invest in yourself. You need to be getting around people that intimidate and scare the shit out of you. You need to be the smallest fish in the room, and you need to literally be around people on a regular basis that will drive you and push you. Because what happens when you take a B-level player and putting with nothing but A-level players, that B-level person always ups their game. It's like if I go play golf with my brothers, it's the worst round ever because all of us suck. But you put me in a foursome with 3 guys that can really play, you'll see my game just elevate because I'm feeding off of their energy and drive, right? It's the same thing. So get working on you and watch how much it impacts and changes your business. So dun, dun, dun,
I know this was the teaching section, so I didn't throw in my joke. But at the beginning, when you were like 1 to 10, I was like, well, if Donnie's a 10, then aren't the rest of us like all 25? I feel like our levels are...
Who invited Stevie to the show?
I keep trying.
Well, Stevie,
I don't have to be here at 8 a.m.
If you listen towards the end of what he said, now you know why he surrounds himself with the 3 of us.
Oh,
He's trying to level up his game.
Wow.
Keith understands me.
You know, with friends like you, no, that's it. With friends,
That's
no,
it.
no, that's it. With
Yeah,
friends
that's
like
it.
you, that's it. There's not even a second half of that.
Yeah, but I will say this. So identity and role, I think, is so critical to success. And I think a lot of people talk about the mindset game and all that jazz. And I am not the most woo-woo person on the planet.
Fuck.
But I really do. I think we tie into so much of like, well, today I'm sucking it as a mom, or today I'm sucking it as a salesperson, and I'm horrible, and my day is awful, and I'm horrible. I'm not worth anything. I'm not enough. All this stuff. When really it's just, you know, sometimes you have an off day.
Yep.
But you never change. Your inside is still as wonderful as it is on the days when you're killing it, right? So I think it's so important for all of us as entrepreneurs to remember that, because you're going to get knocked down. You're going to have people say no. And if you start doubting your own self-worth, what that really leads to for a lot of us is we start charging less.
Yes.
And that is not helpful to our business, and that is not helpful to our lives. Right. So know your worth, add tax, and keep going up. That's
know your worth, add tax. I like that.
I like that.
Yeah, because I think that's what happens is you doubt your self-worth. You start going, maybe I'm charging too much. Maybe I need to give discounts, or you start getting desperate, right? And then you start undercharging, undervaluing yourself. And that's never a good way to build business.
That's the next t-shirt I want to see. Know your
know
value,
your worth and add tax. Oh yeah.
I love that.
But what if you're identified by a shitty mustache?
Charge double.
Add hair
twice, because it's one for each point. Like add twice as much.
Right. Know your worth, add hair gel.
Here we go. All right, so in this segment, we are going, what's the origin? We are coming up with several different words and telling the origin stories behind them and making sure that you know where some great words come from. So I was tasked with coming up with, my page went away. One particular word, and if you followed me for any point in time, you'll know why I get tasked with this word. So my origin word to start off with is the word fuck. So the origin of the word is quite disputed and somewhat unclear, but is generally believed to be derived from Middle English, possibly originated from Middle Dutch. The word fokken, F-O-K-K-E-N, was meant to strike or to copulate. I had to Google copulate, but I figured it out. It's a word shrouded in controversy due to its vulgar connotation, but its versatility in the English language is unparalleled, serving as nearly every part of speech. It is one of the few words in the English language that can be used in a complete sentence. Fuck you, you fucking fuckers. It has been used in various forms since the 15th century, and its taboo nature has only fueled its prevalence by modern vernacular. You're welcome. The origin.
I feel like we need a warning on this show that just says, do not play this in your car when you're like with your kids, don't have it out loud at work.
Well, how many people are listening in their earbuds right now, like going about their day? They're like, everybody stopped. Like, what did he just say?
What did he just say? Yeah, he just said that. Yeah.
Oh, it gets better from here too. I got some great words too.
Oh man.
So,
man.
About the rest of you guys, what'd you come up with?
So I did break a leg, right? And
nope, makes sense.
That's what I was hoping you were doing.
So really interesting. There are two different views on where it comes from, right? So, and one is sort of nice and one is not so nice. So I think both are entertaining. But it came from German, and it was about the idea of back in the day. So one of the things is back in the day, there was a line at the wings. And if you crossed that line, if you got asked to go on the stage, you got paid. But if you were just a standby or somebody in the wings that they didn't need, you never crossed the line. And they call that line in the theater a leg line. And so break a leg was, hey, you broke over the leg and you got paid.
I was hoping there was a bouncer over there with like a stick, and if you weren't asked and they tried, and like crack.
No, I thought that was really interesting because I was like, oh, that's kind of cool because I do know there is a leg line at the theater, and that's something I've learned before, but I never thought about that being the reason that it was
break a leg.
So the reason I always knew, and this is the second way they say it came about, was it came about through professional theater. And it was when all of the understudies would look at the principal people on stage and say, I really hope you break a leg.
Break a leg.
Right. So I don't know if it's the bad or the good. I'm not sure. But I always heard you said it because you really wanted other people to break a leg.
Yeah, dude, I don't know who Polar Knights are, but
I think we just got a compliment.
Yeah, that's on the Twitch stream. So
perfect evolution.
Wow, look at that. Good job.
That's
I
freaking
appreciate
awesome.
that they didn't include me in that.
No, that's a perfect. It's the hair you can't see.
The one you can't see. There you go. That's where we're at. Where we're at.
All right.
Nice.
Oh,
All right, so here I'm going to tell you guys a quick story about this one. You guys tell me if you can figure out what phrase or that I'm coming up with the origin here.
Oh, okay.
So the Louvre Palace in France was believed to have a network of listening tubes so that it would be possible to hear everything that was said in different rooms. People say that this is how the Queen Catherine de Medici discovered political secrets and plots.
I'm sorry.
I lost it.
She ate my mother-in-law. She's not included in the beard competition.
Who's Polar Knights?
They're on
Fine.
Twitch. They're on
That
the
was
Twitch stream.
amazing. That deserved to be in the dad joke section.
Yes.
That
Yes,
was
100%.
great. Huh. Sorry, Keith.
Oh my
I am
God.
listening. I promise.
No, that was actually really funny. So, all right, sorry, I'll say it again. So the Louvre Palace in France was believed to have a network of listening tubes so that it would be possible to hear everything that was said in different rooms and discovering political secrets and plots. So the meaning of this origin word was be careful what you say as people may be eavesdropping. It's where the term the walls have ears came from.
Oh,
Oh.
how cool is that?
From Queen Catherine de Medici or de Medici, however you say her name.
Yep.
So she installed listening tubes in the Louvre.
Oh, damn.
Walls have ears. All right, Bernie, what you
All
got?
right. This one is for you, gentlemen, because I know how much you like barbecue. The term barbecue comes from the Caribbean word barbacoa, meaning the frame of sticks. So the interesting part is that the first recorded use of the word barbecue in the English language was rather as a verb and not as a noun. First appeared in the noun form of barbacadoa in 1648 in the sentence, the Indians, instead of salt dough, barbacoa, or dry and smoked fish. It later appeared as barbecue in 1661 in the sentence, some are slain and their flesh forthwith barbecued and eaten. So that should put an end to debates and whether barbecue can be used as a verb.
Listen, I'm glad you got Stevie laughing in the end, because in the beginning she gave you like a little sideways glance, like, I like barbecue.
Where are we going? And then I was like, man, like, so realistically, it was all about cannibalism at some point, right?
Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
That is correct.
So that's
I think we're about to be asked if we know a Nigerian prince in some foreign country here.
Going in that.
Yeah, this is taking a wrong turn here. It was funny at first, and now it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah. Gave a stage, y'all. That's what happens.
Oh. All right. So the phrase "let the cat out of the bag" is the saying which means to reveal a secret. It likely originates from medieval markets where pigs were sold in bags. Unscrupulous sellers would substitute a cat for a pig, and if someone let the cat out of the bag, the scam was revealed. So that whole phrase, they were literally shoving a cat in there and selling it and hoping they didn't get caught until they got home.
That's
interesting.
Okay. Cat out of the bag. But there's no like saying of like pig in the blanket, but pig in the bag is, I was like, where'd that go? Like, why wasn't that a thing? Out of the bag. Like, what about they sold pigs in bags? Like, where does that go? I don't know. I mean, I get my hot dogs in a bag. That's different, right?
Right.
Bacon comes in a package.
You're stretching, Stevie.
I am.
Don't let the chicken out of the bag. Just doesn't have the same ring.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
I've got a couple more.
Go for it.
Up shit creek without a paddle. I've always heard just up a creek without a paddle. The phrase means to be difficult or troublesome situation with no solution. The origin is unclear, but it seems to originate in the earliest 20th century when they were going up towards the gold rush. I don't know where the gold rush plays into it, but no.
They were on their way to.
All right, here I got a good one here. This one is the give the cold shoulder. So this saying that is currently considered to be described someone rude was actually considered an act of politeness. During medieval times in England, after everyone was done feasting, the host would give his guest a cold piece of meat from the shoulder of beef or pork as a way of showing that it was time for everyone to leave.
Wow.
All right. Now you give someone the cold shoulder. It's considered to be rude, but back then it was considered to be extremely polite to say, hey, when the shoulder is served, it's time for everyone to go home.
I have to get the fuck out.
So next time you all roast a whole hog, if you give somebody the shoulder, done.
Gotta leave it raw.
Go away. It's out.
All right, I got a quickie. To butter someone up. This is it was customary religious act in ancient India. The devout would throw butter balls at the statues of their gods to seek favor and forgiveness.
Like
to butter someone up.
Like
literally
not like a butterball turkey, like a ball of butter.
A ball of butter, and they would throw it at statues.
Let's talk about butter. Let's talk about buttered sausage. I like buttered sausage.
Okay, so I have one only because Bernie used the word quickie, and I thought, well, that's an interesting word. Let me see what the origin of quickie is, because that seemed appropriate. And here's what we get. In 1926, it was a motion picture made in a short amount of time. In 1975, it was a sex act done hastily.
Well, to not be outdone, I did the word fornication. Because I was really curious where it came from. Okay. The word is derived from a Latin fornix, which means to arch or vault. In ancient Rome, prostitutes would solicit clients under the arches of certain buildings, and thus act became synonymous with illicit sex or sex outside of marriage. It's quite amusing and interesting to think that architectural features of a building play a role in development of the word that would come to represent morally or socially taboo behavior. It's also funny to be noted that the word leads to arch, which is the act of what happens when you fornicate.
Wow. That was a whole history lesson and sex ed all in one moment.
All in one.
Yeah. I don't know where we go from there. That was good.
Last time I was in San Francisco with you at Napa, we went by there's Hooker's House Bourbon Distillery Company, and the story of the bourbon is on there. And General Hooker from the Civil War, after he retired, went out to the West Coast and started a hotel, and then prostitution was legal. So he had what was known as Hooker's Girls in his hotel that you could, rent out and stuff. And there it is. There's the bottle that I got, Donnie. Hooker's House Bourbon, right? So eventually girls fell off and just became known as a hooker, which is where the term hooker came from. Wow. It used to be Hooker's Girls and then just hookers. So
wow.
Now you know where Donnie's first 6 girlfriends came from before he met Elizabeth.
All right.
A new one.
Yeah, that's a new one. I didn't get the music, so
top
Butterfly.
things.
Let's do it. Okay.
So this one is, I've got a bunch of questions, and we were originally going to do your top 3, but I'm going to ask for your top 1 on these, and I got a whole bunch of questions coming at you. So we'll start off light, and then we're going to get a hell of a lot more risque towards the end. So we're going to start off light first. So what is your favorite travel destination?
St. Martin, British Virgin Islands.
Oh, I haven't been to St. Martin yet. Nice. Why?
It's beautiful. It's half the country is France, the other half is another country. I forget what it is, but it splits when you cross the line.
Yes, I'm not the moron today.
They use different money. They use different everything. So it's like 2 different cultures on the same island, and it's absolutely gorgeous down there. So
nice. Stevie?
A cruise. Doesn't matter where the cruise is going to. I just want to be on the show.
Never done a cruise.
Wait, Stevie, how many have you done?
I'm
I'm at 22.
not that many. I'm not that old, Keith. Sorry.
Wait, shots just got fired.
Shots absolutely got fired right there.
I was getting ready to say, hey, we got.
This is why we invited Stevie to the show.
Now I'm not sure I want to
Not
go.
for my
Good
dad
Lord.
jokes, but maybe for this. I just anytime I'm on a cruise ship. So I think I've done like 14 or 15.
Yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah, they're amazing. But I don't even care where I go. I just want to be on the show.
Yep.
Doesn't matter.
For me, it is. I'm a bit of a homer. Alpena, Michigan. My family's got some property up north where I go whitetail deer hunting every year.
You're P in
Absolutely.
Michigan.
Alpena.
And
Oh,
you're
Alpena.
why? How are you a
Simpson?
Simpson?
I got
Yeah.
Pete in Michigan too.
So a homer is
I don't-
someone who doesn't leave their home state. I'm a
Oh.
homer. Okay. Alpena, Michigan, up near
So,
the top.
AKA boring.
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
down south in the normal part of the United States, we call that a staycation.
Yeah, that's also what they call it.
I think he's just making up Homer. He's like, I just said the word, now I'm going to own it and run with
I'm
it.
gonna
and that's
own it.
good.
We're gonna keep going. Someday we're gonna see it on Wikipedia. Where did the word come from? Well, Bernie.
It's a real word, right? Love the peace, man. Get out of the city.
Oh,
Nice.
Mine is anywhere outside the U.S. just because I want to go explore and see things. Like Ireland was amazing. Jamaica was awesome. There you go. Julie's
Yeah,
mom
Julie.
from
Julie's
Alpena.
Yeah, Julie.
Oh. All right. Next question. What is the most adrenaline pumping thing you've ever done? So what's the craziest thing you've ever done? I know yours, Stevie.
No, but it's so easy, right? It's like the first thing, like you say, adrenaline is the first thing that came. Cage diving, great white sharks. Absolutely.
Cage diving. And Polar Knight said, got married.
It's good.
So, Bernie, Keith, what do you guys' most adrenaline crazy
What was the
thing?
question again?
What's the craziest thing you've ever done, risk wise?
Been married twice.
Yeah.
Somebody's
No.
risk every single time.
Man, I am fucking boring. Shit. I would probably say swimming in the ocean, but not with sharks or anything very scary.
I think for me it was that thing in Vegas when you go to the top of that stratosphere and you do that roller coaster that goes off the edge.
Oh yeah.
That I'll never do it again.
Mine was definitely skydiving, but to even kick it up a notch, I pulled the ripcord. And the guy told me, he goes, look, if you lose the ripcord, it's $100. So he had a game that he'd play with everybody, and he would grab the ripcord. So if you pull it out, he'd snatch it out of your hand. So you think you lose $100. I had such a death grip on this thing that when I yanked it, I put us in a forward somersault because I pulled him forward as he tried to snatch it out of my hand, and we just started spinning forward. And all of a sudden, he's yelling. You can't hear it all. And he's yelling. I can't understand what he's saying, but he's telling me to flail, so we'll stop spinning because I literally put us both into a fucking somersault. So
Nice.
that was mine. Tony says mine was joining Bernie at Insignia.
Thanks, Tony.
Attaboy, Tony.
There you go. That's a truthful statement right there.
All right. What is your favorite guilty pleasure? What is your favorite guilty pleasure? Before Keith got a girlfriend, I would have told you what his was.
You farm animals off the show, please. Favorite guilty pleasure that I can say.
I know that I can say and want posted all over all of my social media. That's
Okay.
what
So for mine, I think it's ice cream. Right?
Really?
Ice cream is a guilty pleasure. Oh yeah. Yeah, ice cream for sure. I'll go. I'm just like our cousin Dean up in Michigan, right? He's always posted about the ice cream. I just don't post about it. But yeah, I love ice cream.
Huh. Mine's pretty simple. Mine's Ren Fairs. I don't care where it's at, when it's at. Freaking put me on a Ren Fair because that's going to be a couple of days of just debauching and not worrying about shit. So, freaking, somebody says go get ice cream.
there you go.
Thanks, Mr. Anonymous.
For me, it's anything baseball. Give me baseball games. I'll watch it on TV. I will go to games. I will gamble on games. That makes me a little bit of a degenerate, but whatever. I love baseball. That is my guilty pleasure.
Yeah. I guess I would have to say mine is I watched the really stupid, silly reality TV show. It's like Love is Blind, Married at First Sight. Like, I just think it's so insane that people are doing that. Currently, she is enjoying Love is Blind. See?
Look what Dan Bennett.
Right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I get hooked into it, and then I really have to know how it ends, even though it doesn't.
God, I can't stand reality TV. Just no.
So my question to you, Stevie, and he's going to lose a couple cool points after your answer, is obviously someone is watching with you.
He doesn't actually. Matt will avoid at all costs. That is not his specialty. But Matt doesn't watch a lot of TV anyway, so I mean, I have to like ask him to like, hey, can we sit down and watch a movie or something like that? Because it's just not his thing. He likes to do other stuff. So.
Nice. What is the biggest philosophical question you've been asked that changed the way you think? What's the biggest philosophical
question?
Right. So
what's a big word?
Yeah, I know. I can barely say it.
You need to look up the origin.
maybe. So, but what's the biggest thing that's really what's the biggest thing that's been said to you that has really changed the way you think? So
I don't know that it's the biggest, but it's the most recent.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
At the summit, the question about what would you do if you had $100,000 to invest in your business? But really, for me, it was the turnabout of that question, which somebody did. It might have been Bernie, and it was, but what could you do without $100,000?
Yeah, it was Bernie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's
so the original statement was said by a really smart guy. The
I don't
turnaround statement
him at all. But the smart one with the mustache was like, "Hey, what could you do without the $100,000?" And I think for me as a business owner, that's always something. I am that person who's like, "Well, when I have blank, I'll do blank." Right? I am that person who will say, like, "Well, when I have an extra $20K, I'll go invest in here. When I have an extra this." And so just thinking about it in terms of, but what could you just do today with nothing, right? Nothing different, nothing given to you. What could you just do that would change your life? That definitely stuck with me, and I'm still thinking about it. So there you go.
Very interesting. I saw a TikTok a couple of weeks ago with some amazing people: Tom Hanks, Robert De Niro, Dustin Hoffman, some of the biggest actors you've heard. And Tom Hanks was teaching this master class, and it was about this too shall pass. And he said he wishes when he was younger, he knew that phrase, and he would put a few things to it, like, my career's not going anywhere. I'm not doing well. I'm not making any money, but this too shall pass. Right. And then, okay, now I'm making all this money, but I have nothing to do with my time. Right. I need to share it with somebody. This too shall pass. Right. They went through all these examples. I'm like, that's great. Like, nothing is going to stay the same in the moment that you're currently in.
Yeah. I love that. This too shall pass.
Kind of along those same lines, wasn't really a question that was asked, but years ago, I watched the Steve Jobs commencement speech where he talks about, all of the dots connecting throughout the course of your life. You can never look forward and see why they make a difference. But, once you get 5 or 10 dots ahead, you look back and it's like, okay, that's why all that shit connected. That's why I had to go through X, Y, and Z, was to get myself here so that I could reach the next level. That was really impactful for me when I heard that.
Oh, mine was actually a buddy of mine looked at me one night, and we were sitting around drinking, and he looked me dead in the eyes and goes, you sure do a lot for other people, but when are you going to finally fucking bet on you? And it was a fucking gut punch. Because you help a lot of people, you do a lot of crazy things, but you don't always go all in on yourself. You sometimes invest more in other people versus yourself. So that was my biggest one. A collaborator partner of mine introduced me to Hanlon's razor and made a mark. Never attribute to malice that which can be adequately explained by incompetence or stupidity. Oof. Wow.
I think another
That's deep, Mr. Bennett.
It is very deep. And I think something that goes along with that is I one time had somebody say, nobody actually thinks about you or cares about you or worries about what you're doing as much as you think that they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. So that idea of like somebody put it, the way they put it was the universe does not revolve around you. So stop thinking it does.
Nice.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry. That was a rude awakening, Keith. Sorry.
What innovation or technology has had the biggest impact on your life? What innovation or technology has had the biggest impact on your life?
Like not just like a cell phone.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, I remember when we didn't have them.
I know. Life was so quiet.
Yeah.
You
Thinking
could
back
go a
with
whole
before
day
cell phones.
and not talk to another human. It was wonderful.
Wow.
Technology or an innovation? So I'm just going to go with Zoom because 1.6 some million airline miles 27 years prior to COVID happening, and then the whole Zoom renaissance coming through here. And now I've met more people in 2 years than I've met in 27 previous years without ever leaving the comfort of my home office or living room. So I would say it's pretty big.
I'm gonna go with a big one, which is Chat GPT. You know, literally
because
from
you're
the-
a moron.
It's
I
because you're
do.
addicted to it. Right
Oh,
now.
I am. Dude, it is. So, dude, the second one is Canva, right?
I know. That
So,
one I can kind of get behind.
but yeah, Chat GPT is.
Jerry, are you listening? He just said he's using Canva.
So, yeah, those two are my our biggest one. Dan says high quality video capture cards.
Cool.
Nice. Another one. What ridiculous thing did you think was true as a kid that you later found out wasn't? Was there something you thought was true?
Careful now. We got my little ears might be listening, so you don't want to say something to ruin it for them.
Yeah, no.
Honey
don't.
doesn't grow on trees.
Yeah.
Oh no, I got it. People told you, oh, you can't wait to grow up. You can't wait to be an adult. Fuck that. Adult
Bullshit.
Yes.
Yeah. Bullshit.
Adulting 1 star.
Did.
Adulting 1 star.
My grandpa always used to say it's better out than in, right? In regards to gas and pooping and things like that, right? Having a bellyache. But then I realized if you change the framing a little bit, it's a lot better in than out.
Oh my God, that's funny.
That adults around me knew what they were doing.
When I was younger, I believed if you had a circle driveway, that you were extremely wealthy.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. I totally thought that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Adult.
Now I just realize it's easier to get away.
Mine was
exactly.
somewhere along those lines that I thought the adults having party and everybody at their house was like a really, really cool thing. And then you get it to adult world and you realize there's a lot of drama in that fucking room. And there's a lot
and you got to clean up.
right.
Yeah.
Costs a lot of money.
Highly overrated.
Oh, right. Like even just the idea of like going out, right? Like, oh, I can't wait to be 21 so I can go out. And then you realize how expensive alcohol is. And you're like, you know what? Maybe this wasn't all it was cracked up to be.
Well, it's like Saturday night. We go out to the play. We go to the little bar afterwards. And Keith's like, you want to get a table? I'm like, you really want to stay that long? He's like, no. We drove home.
Let's go.
No, $7 a beer.
Right?
$7 for a draft beer.
I know. It's crazy.
Like, what?
What's the most awkward situation you've been in that you can tell here? What's the most awkward situation you've been in that you can tell here?
Wait, can I tell yours? No.
So I was giving a eulogy for my grandmother and was a couple minutes in, getting real emotional. And all of a sudden someone farted in the middle, just blew ass. And it was super loud. And I could not stop laughing.
That's exactly what needed to happen.
That's exactly what needed to happen.
So mine is my best friend Joe and his wife. When they got married, I went AWOL from the Marine Corps to be the best man in his wedding. And the old Nextel phones, they had the walkie-talkies on them. My dad happened to be sitting in the audience, and right when they're getting ready to do their vows, you hear, "Hey, Bovine," over Dad's fucking walkie-talkie Nextel phone. His buddy, co-worker, knew that he was in a wedding and decided to let everybody know that he wanted to be there as well. So Dad's scrambling to put the phone away as yelling, "Hey, Bovine."
That's awesome. Mine was actually also at a wedding where my girlfriend at the time. We go to this wedding. She's in the wedding, and at the reception, the wedding party sat at its big table. So I'm stuck at this table out in the audience with a bunch of people I don't know. And I'm trying to make small talk. And so what I said, the person playing the guitar and singing the song at the wedding, like messed up bad, like 7 times and had to start over chords and stuff or whatever. So I made that. I'm like, did you guys catch that guitar player tonight? That was terrible. I feel bad for him. And the guy across the table goes, yeah, I've just been practicing for a short amount of time. I apologize. It was him. And the guy next to me who I'm talking to, he like hits me on the arm. He goes, did you see what you just did? I'm like, fuck yeah, I see what I just did, man. Shut up. You're making it worse.
That's all right. Dad, Friday night, we're at the game, and the center, kept fumbling the hikes back to the punter. And Dad goes, God, we got to get a new center. His grandmother was sitting right behind us. I was like, Dad, shut up. So, all right. So, Stevie, when's the next showing for Sasquatch?
Sasquatch, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, this coming weekend.
Nice. And then Mama Knows Best. When's that one start?
December 1st. December 1st to the 10th.
Beautiful, beautiful. Oh, and upcoming trainings, we just changed the schedule. So it'll be the second Tuesday. So next week we'll be kicking off training for in the morning, or excuse me, next Thursday will be 10 o'clock in the morning. And then the fourth Tuesday will be the secondary training for becoming a champion. So lots of cool things coming down the pipes, lots of awesome introductions and different things, workshops, trainings coming on. We are also here every Monday from 8 to 9 Central. So make sure if you're watching, you're subscribed and come hang out with us each week. We have a bunch more skits planned, some of them better than others as we continue to get better at this.
Well, and the inspiring word of the day is rhubarb.
Rhubarb. So anybody ever heard the like, if you don't know the words of the song, you say the word watermelon? You just mouth the word watermelon and it's supposed to help you figure out the lyrics.
Yep.
So not me. I'm the guy that just kind of makes up words and
Sound like Bob Dylan.
Yeah, it's even better when Elizabeth is like really belting out a song and she forgets the words and she makes it up, because you can really, really tell when she does it. So well, guys, go have an amazing, badass week. Do us a favor. Make sure you share this out and tell other people about this. Go sell something, make lots of money, and then send it to me if you would be so kind. I would appreciate every penny you send. So, and go support local. If you have local theaters, local, restaurants, local stores,
Absolutely.
Go shop local. Those people are pouring their heart and souls into it. Except for Stevie. I don't know what she's pouring into it. She's just showing up and doing whatever. So have a badass week, guys. Love you. Mean it. See you. Bye.